Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of Stone Block 2. Guys, I had a lot of fun in the last episode. We set up this auto-sieving system over here. Now, it may not be the most compressed. It looks like I've got a couple of mobs spawning over here. Let me deal with them. As I was saying before I was interrupted, we set up this auto-sieving system that makes gravel, sieves gravel, puts it all into this chest, which is fantastic. We've got one over here that's doing the exact same for dust, but I am still missing a couple of hammers. If you recall last episode, I didn't actually have enough diamonds to create the hammers that I needed. And I recorded this episode directly after the last episode, so no time has passed between the end of that episode and the beginning of this episode, really. Let's just stick a torch here. I'll figure some more permanent lighting out later on. I love your eyeballs. Don't look at them, don't look at them, don't look at them. Anyway, in this episode, what I want to do is I want to, first of all, create a storage room for all of this stuff that we are getting from these sieves right here. And then I think I want to put a mob farm quite possibly in this direction, I'm thinking. Now, we can't go off in this direction because right behind this wall is actually the soul sand farm. It goes to just behind this wall, so, or rather the witch water farm, so I can't do that. But yeah, I think our mob farm in this episode is going to be absolutely perfect. So guys, if you're looking forward to that, do me a favor, leave it a like and hit subscribe. Without any further ado, let's get into the episode. Now, to do the storage system, we are going to continue a little bit more into storage drawers. You can see there's actually a bit of a chain here, and I want to get some of these done in this episode, actually. It'll be pretty cool. So we've already done the basic storage drawer. We're going to look at this compacting drawer now, which I'm hoping it works the way that I think it's going to work. Now, this is a compacting drawer, which requires a couple of pistons, regular drawer, some iron and some stone, which I've already got. And I'm hoping that this, because this compact stuff, so if we were to take, say, aluminium, for example, and put this in here, we're going to see that it's going to share it between blocks, ingots, and nuggets, allowing us to choose which one we want at any point. So we'll just bring all them out there. I'm hoping that this works with, yes, it does. It works with the ore bits, or whatever these called, pieces, and turns them into chunks, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. So this is what I plan to use for our storage system over here, or at least for the most part. Some of it won't be this, some of it will be this. It looks like this, contents is sealed within. Okay. So it looks like that's remembered the fact that we put copper in there. So I'm planning to put this as storage area is actually going to go over here. As we come in from the gravel end, so we've got our tree farm right down there. And the soul sand farm is behind there. Or, sorry, the witch water farm is behind there. But if we come down here, we've got the sand over there, the dust here. I was thinking of putting the storage system here, exactly what I said. And to my delight, it actually links up really well with this. So I might do a little bit of reshuffling of this section right here. I've got an idea for this. I think it'll look really, really cool. But I'm thinking of putting it on this particular wall right here. But I do want to get one more storage drawer. One of them drawer controllers that we used over there to just sort of control all the drawers. So I opted for the reshuffle. This is it. We've still got the magmatic dynamos right here with our energetic infuser. They're still powered. I've hidden the pipe that goes to this tank now. So it's underground. And we can use this as a walkway to get into the storage room. Now, for right now, I've just gone ahead and sorted everything out. You can see this is a big wall. I've gone ahead and installed a drawer controller. And all of this is good. Now, I do need to obviously hook this up now to this chest. Oh, this chest and this chest. That's going to be fun. But at least now we've got this. One thing that I did want to do is I wanted to grab a couple of these. And I wanted to sneak in to the smeltery. And I wanted to kind of light it up a little bit. I think what I'm going to do first, though, is I'm gonna slay all the mobs in there. I think the best way to do this is to grab a stack of, we'll use copper. We'll put this in. Then when that alloys, or rather, becomes a liquid in here, it's going to form a liquid in there. It's going to be hot. It's going to damage the mobs. And just to make sure it does kill the mobs, we'll turn this off. Now, as I was saying before, now we can sort of sneak in here. Oh, we got a common loot chest. We got a few of these loot chests. We should probably open them up. And what we can do is we can just go ahead and stick a glowstone in the roof in just certain places, just to give this some light inside. I'm not really fussed too much about this being precise, but I suppose it can't hurt. There we go. Inside is lit up and this will stop getting mobs. Now, don't get me wrong. Blood is good. It allows us to make those, they're like blood balls. I forget what they are. These things. Yeah, it allows us to make these things. But I have a lot of these now, thanks to all of the blood that we've gotten from here. So I don't need any slime balls. Coagulated blood. Coagulated blood. Jeez, man. I'll tell you. Anyway, my next task is to now link these chests up to this. I've got it mostly hooked up. As you can see, this is going to all of the chests. But before I hook it up, I've got a couple here that I'm not using. And I don't really know what to put into them. I'm keeping them blank just in case I've missed something while obviously doing this sieving. But I don't want to lock the drawers the way that we locked them over there. If you remember at the wood farm, we just put blocks that we weren't using into those drawers just so things couldn't go into them. Since we're actually looking at storage drawers in this episode, I thought what we'd do is we'd create this upgrade template. So this upgrade template, this one right here, is fairly easy to make. And we get 2 of them. And this in itself isn't really all that useful. If we look at the book, it should tell us a little bit more about what it does. Drawer upgrade require the upgrade templates. You do not need to have a lower tier to use a higher tier upgrade. So we can now start upgrading to these tiers. And we will get into these tiers a little bit later on. For right now, I'm not going to worry about upgrading any further into these tiers. But the reason that I wanted this upgrade template is because there's a key. Okay, there's this key right here. This drawer key right here. It requires gold ingot, a gold nugget, sorry. And an upgrade template. And what this allows us to do is lock drawers. So if we come over here and we right click the drawer like so, you can see we get a padlock above all the drawers. And what that means is it doesn't matter how many we take out of here. We're going to take them all out. And it's going to remember that, hey, you know what? This is what goes in this drawer. We're not going to put anything else in here. And what that does with the locked drawers that don't have anything is it doesn't let things be put in there unless we put them in manually. So if I connect this up, it's not going to flood those empty drawers with duplicates of what we've already got down here. So now I'm going to go and just double check and make sure this is all working fine. So I'm not sure if the system is backing up a bit. It looks like it slowly is backing up some. So we might have to invest in better pipes and better cables. But I'm going to just let this run a bit while I focus on this hallway here connecting these 2 areas. Hallway has been accomplished. Looks really, really good. This room still needs work, but how's the backing up looking? Okay, maybe we do need to get into better cables, better power management, better cable management, but it doesn't seem too bad. Definitely needs fixing. Definitely needs fixing. So looking at it, I think I can use this reinforced servo, which requires electrum. And I don't know if we've made electrum in this series or not yet, but it's very, very easy. We just throw silver and gold in here and we let it alloy. So we just got to wait for that to smelt up. And there it is, alloy in the electrum. It takes a little bit of time to alloy, but it shouldn't take too much longer. And then all we got to do is extract this as we normally do. Now looking at these, it does say extraction right 1 second. So I'm hoping that this is better than what we've currently got. What do I need? I need iron nuggets. That's the one thing I didn't get. We only need 3 of these, and I'm hoping this will clear up the backlog. So now with them all done, it doesn't really look like it's backing up. Not as much as it was before. We've got 4 in there, and probably just a couple in here. But it's only just like 1 or 2, so it's individual ones. We might need to upgrade the pipes, but I don't know which pipe comes after the regular item duct. So it might mean a little bit. I mean, it looks like the Signalum one, but Signalum is, I think, a little bit more than we are at. How do we get it? Redstone, silver, and copper. So no, I mean, we can make Signalum if I need to, but I don't think it's necessary. Anyway, I'm going to finish off this room and see just how backed up the system gets while I'm doing that. Now that feels a lot better. We got a nice little room here. I've got some cubby holes like things on the side just to add some more detail to it. Added some archways into the roof because I'm trying to get out of the habit of doing just flat top roofs. It's very early Minecraft, which is why I had them in the original bit, but we've tried to go with more dome or curved shaped ones here. I'm going to change up the roof design obviously when we move into a new district, but let's see how backed up have the chests gotten. They've got a fair bit backed up actually. These are going to totally back up. They're not going to be as quick. So maybe we need to look at some pipes. But for right now, I think this will be all right. I want to focus on the mob farm next, which means we've got to look at ways to actually build this thing. But first, Is there anything in here for a mob farm? So no, I can't find anything relating to a mob farm, but I definitely need a mob farm because I want to get into this bit, mythical agriculture. I love this mod. It used to be called magical crops, but I don't know if this is the same mod or just like inspired by it, but it's a great mod. I absolutely love it. And we're going to need a lot of this Inferium essence. And for this, we're going to need a mob farm. So we need to get into that. So before I even get started in this farm, there's one little upgrade that I want to make. And that is to upgrade this iron stiffened mesh to a diamond. I'm going to need a bunch of diamonds for this mob farm. And so I want to put this diamond stiffened mesh into this sieve. I've actually been looking it up. This gets everything that the iron stiffened mesh does, plus one thing that it doesn't. So we're going to be getting some new items here, which is really, really good. And I'm hoping that we're going to get a bit more diamonds. We've already got one diamond there, look. Why did I get a piece of gravel? That is kind of strange. But hey, we already got one diamond, which is fan-diddly-tastic. Now, back to the mob farm. So I've been thinking about this mob farm, and there's definitely 3 variants of the mob farm that I want to have. We're going to start with a very basic and simple one, and then we're going to have 2 additional ones. There's a zombie somewhere behind one of these walls. I am going to start purging all the light sources. So this is going to be our starting farm, and this is going to use basically just darkness to spawn enemies. So I'm going to put this like this. This means that we can see the enemies when they spawn on this platform right here. We can then slash and hack at them. So I am going to want to bring this down some. I was going to try and have some really cool funky design on this, and I may still do that. But for right now, this can just be a solid pillar of brick. And then all I need to do is sneak in here, take that out. And as you can see, we got red X's. Red X's means that enemies will spawn on it. If we press F7, by the way, you can put them on and take them off. And if we go here, you can see we get more red hexes. But we just want them here. The light doesn't make it in here. Now, for mobs to spawn, we need to be more than 30 blocks away. So we're going to run all the way over there. Wait just a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to head back over there. And we should have mobs inside it. And after a couple of minutes, we have a couple of enemies in here that we can just go ahead, slice with our sword, and deal with. Now, this is all well and dandy and whatnot. It works brilliantly, but you know, you do get some things like that where you just can't quite get what you need, and you gotta go in a little bit more. Actually, it just simply might be that that I am completely full up on inventory space. That's probably why I couldn't grab them, to be honest with you. Nothing to do with what I was just saying. Now, this is really good and dandy. This will certainly give us drops, but it means we have to actually kill the enemies, and we have to come here, and I don't want to deal with any of this. But I did want to have one of these just in case I ever need anything like a mob head or something. I can just come here and have one. But the next one that we're going to work on is going to go here. And this one is going to do itself. It's going to kill the mobs itself, spawn the mobs. And it's going to be way more efficient than this. And the first thing that we need to do is we need to work on the kill chamber. So these are the killing chambers. We're going to have 2 because we're going to have 2 different mob farms generating different kinds of monsters. Now I'll talk you through this very briefly, what we've got going on here, because there's a couple of things that we need to sort of take note of. First thing is, this farm is going to spawn spiders, so the kill chambers do need to be at least 2 by 2, just so that the spiders can actually fall into them and die. That's the first thing to note. And then we've got mobs who obviously are going to fall in these. The killing mechanism is going to be at this level, so they'll stand here. So we need to make sure that this is high enough that they can't just jump out of it and save themselves a lot of trouble that way. And then on this one, we're going to be actually implementing witch water, which transforms certain mobs into other mobs. And for that, I'm going to want a layer of witch water above the killing mechanism. So I've got ahead and added in a strip of bricks right here. What it's going to do is it's going to allow me to put signs either side and then sort of just dabble some witch water on top. Actually, I think I'm going to bring this up one more and have them drop from this height, just so that it's all symmetrical, because that witch water is going to be... Oh, they might be able to get out through that witch water. Now I'm thinking about it. Witch water is going to be... Signs are going to be here. Witch water is going to be at this level, so we probably want to bring this up to probably about this level, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I'm going to bring this up. Do you know what? I kind of like that a bit better. It looks really, really good now. So... next thing is to figure out how we are going to kill the mobs. So there's lots of ways to kill mobs in lots of different packs, but I'm going to go with the very first way that I ever learned, which was to use these spikes. I love these spikes. You've got different ones. You've got wooden ones. Reduces to half heart but doesn't kill. Stone ones do kill. Iron ones, gold ones. With gold ones, they drop experience. And with diamond ones, they drop player kill only. This is the one that we want. But we get four diamond spikes for what is essentially 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 diamonds. So 18 diamonds for 4 spikes. And I don't even think I have enough to make 4 spikes. But we can always make the iron spikes and then upgrade them to the diamond spikes later on. I've got 17 diamonds. So I've got enough for probably 1 set of 4 spikes. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and make these and I'll show you how they work. You need swords, which is fine. It's not fine if you don't have sticks. It's a good idea to have some sticks when you're making these swords. So we'll just make a bunch of swords. And then we should be able to just craft up a bunch of those. Okay, so that's 4. So the way that these work is very, very easy. You could just pop them down. Now, you can pop these down in an orientation like that if you so desire. There's literally, you can even put them on the ceiling if you want. But all we're going to do is line them here. Now, when mobs stand on these, they take damage like so. And what this is going to do, this is going to eventually kill the mob without us having to do anything. But it does mean that I've got to go and craft up a few more of these. So now with the killing chambers in place, we need to look at what's going to happen next. Obviously, when the mob dies, they're going to drop their drops. Now, we could obviously just stand here and then just run around and grab them this way. But I want this to be fully automated. So we need some way to collect the drops automatically. And for that, what we're going to do is we're going to use a vacuum chest. So the vacuum chest is this thing right here. What this does is it will drag items from around it, pick it up, and stick it into a chest. So what we want to do is we want to craft this. Now, the iron is fairly easy. The chest is, again, is that a trap chest? Or it could be any chest. But the hard bit is this pulsating crystal, if you look here. Pulls nearby items into its inventory. And this requires a diamond and some pulsating iron nuggets. It looks like we can actually cast it around a diamond. Oh, fair enough. But anyway, this pulsating iron is actually not all that difficult to craft. It's just a case of making an alloy of resonant ender and molten iron. Now, I'm not sure what ratio this is to, but you get resonant ender by dropping an ender pearl into your smeltery. And then iron, we've got like this. So I'm going to put 1 of each in and just see how much that makes. Turns out 1 iron, 1 ender pearl makes us 1 ingot. There's 2 in here because I've smelted down a little bit more. So we can just go ahead and cast that now. And then we can start making this vacuum chest. So now we can craft up the vacuum chest. Oh, I did not make the pulsating crystal. Of course I didn't. I wanted to do that one on camera. We can make up a couple of these, and these work quite simply like you would expect. You just pop them down and they work. So we'll plop that one down there, and then we'll plop this one down here too. And if you right click it, you can see, you can also set the range. It looks like it only goes 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like this should get picked up. If we were to throw this down right here, yep, that gets picked up, and then that ends up in here. I'm not sure exactly what this does. Pulls nearby inventory. Oh, it just tells us about it. Okay, that's handy. That's handy. That's handy. I've not played with Ender.io since it's been updated as much as I'd like to. So I'm still learning some new things. But now what we need to do is we need to look at the spawning platforms and how we're going to get them in. But first things first. I don't want mobs to be able to just walk out here. So I'm going to fill this in with glass panes so we can just look into it and see everything. Now with these in places, it's starting to look and feel a bit more like a room. I definitely want to do something to this wall here, but we'll go into that later on. Now that we've got this in place, we've got the killing chamber, we've got the collection system. What we need now is the spawning chamber, and we're going to use pretty much what we've used here, which is just a dark room. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go up there. I'm going to hollow out a dark room big enough to spawn mobs in, and then we'll look at the way to actually get them pushed off the end and down here into the killing chamber. So to move mobs, what we're going to use is this thing called a fan right here. I'm actually going to need 8 of these, and it doesn't look like I actually have 8 available to me, but they're really easy to make up. It's just a few stone slabs, and put this down here, and boom, I need 8 of these in total. I already made 1 up. These will push mobs up to 8 blocks, which is really, really good. You just put them down, you give them a signal from redstone, and they'll push mobs in the brilliant. There are a few different other fans in the pack. I really do like these fans. They just look a lot cooler, and I would like to get these ones in the end. The only trouble with these ones is they just push 1 block in one direction. You can upgrade that to be a lot wider by using these upgrades, but if we look at these upgrades, they require feathers. which we just don't have access to right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these ones. We should be able to just put a redstone block there and then the fan there, and it will start to work. I think if you hold shift, you ignore the fan. No, you don't. Okay, we're going to put down 4 of these in each sector. Be careful where you stand, because they'll point in like omnidirectionals. They'll point in the way that you're standing. So there's that. We do need to sneak in here and get rid of all of these torches. I do actually need to put the witch water in place. I've just realized I have not put the witch water in place. And I don't think putting a block in front of these actually stops them. I think they blow through the block. Yeah, they do. They do. Okay, I'm going to get some witch water. So I've got the witch water in place. We've also got in the fans in place on both of them. And now this thing should start running. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear out all of my junk that's ended up in here while I've been doing it. I've got some stuff to craft up. We're going to use storage drawers on this side. So I've got to go and craft some of them up. And I'm going to leave this to run while I do that and just see how many drops we get. So left it running while I had a chocolate bar. And as we can see, it is working a treat. I am going to nick the ender pearls from it. We've got quite a lot of drops, and we can increase this dramatically in hopefully the next episode. I'm not entirely certain yet, but I definitely do want to increase this even more. We've only got one spawn platform up there. We are going to add more, and I've got more ideas for it. But I've done most of the room apart from the floor. The floor is the next bit I've got to go in. But we got the storage system over here, and this is what I want to work at. I want to work at getting this over here and hooked up to here. Now, we've been using these item ducts from thermodynamics, which are great, but they're causing this chest to back up and the other ones. And we've increased the servo, and it's not working. So, what I want to do is I actually want to upgrade them to these item conduits. I'd much rather prefer these. These are brilliant. I love these. But this requires this conduit binder, which requires this conduit binder composite, which is gravel, sand, and clay. And I just did realize I was totally missing the clay balls, but that's okay. So we are just going to craft up some of this, and then we smelt this down, and then it turns into conduit binder. The other thing that it requires is these pulsating iron nuggets, which we've already looked at. You get them from ender pearls and iron in the smeltery. I think I've already got some in here. Yes, I do. So I'm going to just throw 4 of those in there and get those done up. So crafting these is really easy. We've got a stack. I'm hoping a stack is going to be enough, but we've got enough left over for others, and I'll show you guys how this works real quickly. So I've already dug up this line. I'm going to get rid of this old line right here. And these work almost identical to item conduits, or rather the item ducts. All you do is you put them onto the chest, right click, we've got this set to extract, never active. We want it to be always active. There's also redstone signals in here. We want this to be auto active. You can actually change a bunch of stuff with this. You can have upgrades in here as well. Effective speed for items per operation. I'm hoping this is going to be enough. If not, we can always upgrade it. All those item conduits do the job a lot better than the item ducts. I do love them. Ender.io is one of my favorite mods in the entirety of modded Minecraft. It might even be my favorite. But as you can see, it's now doing brilliantly, and all of these are not backing up now, which is great. I also went ahead and put a diamond sieve in, or diamond mesh in each of the sieves, just to upgrade them and give them a bit of a boost. And this is a bit of a long-winded process, so we could have shrunk this dramatically by at least 3 blocks. We didn't actually need these item ducts here. We could have put the item ducts underneath, or we could have used other things to connect them. But I wanted this to feel very early game, which is why I wanted to see the item ducts. I do have a much more compact system in mind for when we get into the heavier ones, but we're going to need more resources. Anyway, back to the mob farm, and I missed a couple of blocks there. That's okay. Here it is in all of its glory. It looks really, really good. And these are now, for the most part, should be emptied. I don't think there's anything in these. Good, good, good. They're all coming out here. We got the pipe running underground. As you can see, it goes down here. I do want to replace these iron spikes with diamond spikes in the near future, but for right now they'll do while we ramp up our diamond supplies. But there's one more thing that I want to do in this episode. I want to open some of these loot crates right here. But before we do that, let's just claim our rewards for what we've managed to accomplish in this episode. I think that's all of them. What did we get? We got resonant conversion kits. That's great. Upgrade speed ultimate. Even better. And we got some black lotuses. That's actually pretty good for when we get into Britannia. Okay, let's start with the common ones. We got a musical disc and some sugar. Okay. We got rabbit bait and mana in a bottle. Okay. Slime balls and egg. That's pretty good. Some food, which is also pretty good. Slime balls and some more food, which is pretty good. Ink black chicken egg. Okay, throw it to have a chance to spawn the chicken. Alrighty then. Seared brick and some mushrooms. Rabbit hide. I mean, more mana in a bottle, stone one. So we didn't get really too much. I'm curious what these clay ones are, but we're going to those in a bit. Okay, we got fluid cow milk. This cow is crafted. Okay. So that's pretty good. Bucket and ender pearls. Yeah, that's pretty good. Again, another good one. Slime boots and string. Okay, sheep bait and slime boots. These ones look a little bit different. Can we... What do these, like, allow us to... Nope. Is it just like the color is different? I don't feel like I'm jumping any higher. We don't have any effects. Okay. Anyway, clay ones. Probably just exactly what it says. Clay. Yeah. Okay. So we did get a fair amount of stuff from that. I can't wait to get into fluid cows. Never played with it, but I can't wait for it. But guys, that is going to do it for this episode. So if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, leave it a like and hit subscribe. As always, I'm Casey, you're the awesome folks. Thank you so much for watching now. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.